So how many of you care for the environment? Okay, 20 people. The rest of you, go to hell. Okay, so I am a really big environmentalist. I take personal responsibility for every single environmental problem there is, with the exception of the population problem. That was God's fault. First, he threw down Adam and Eve. He said, I'm done with you, I'm disgusted. It was fine up till then, until he said, go fuck yourselves. You know what a catch-22 is? When the cause leads to the effect leads to the cause, you know that? I'll give you an example. India's population density is so high, people are literally on top of each other. There are different levels of water pollution. In the United States, the first level is this river is not drinkable. The second level is this river is not swimmable. In India, the rivers are so polluted, people have stopped committing suicide off of the bridge. They're like, man, I want to go, but not like this. So you guys like wildlife documentaries? No? Yes? No? Yeah? I find them confusing. There's like a cute little lizard running along, and there's like this hawk comes and pounces on the lizard, takes it up to its nest, and then they show the hawk babies, and the babies are all... And I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And they show the lizards, like blood pouring from the lizard's face, and I'm like, the poor lizard. And they show the hawk babies, and the babies are all... And I'm like, I'm so confused. Can you give me some time to switch loyalties here? So I don't get Coca-Cola. They serve Coca-Cola in glass bottles or plastic bottles. How long does it take plastic to biodegrade? It's actually 500 years. How long does it take you to drink that Coca-Cola? It's 5 minutes. It doesn't make sense, does it? It's kind of like marriage, isn't it? For those 5 minutes of pleasure, you're stuck with a product for the rest of your life that's toxic and it can kill you. You know what I can't stand? I can't stand when people are walking on the street, they eat something, throw the wrapper on the road. I can't stand that. Unlike people, we got a system here. You're going to hold on to your trash until you see a trash can, you put it in there, and then we put it into the ocean. Do you guys believe in reuse? Yeah? Reuse is a good thing? So I'll give you, yeah, good. My shoes, for instance, these are reused, so they're made from tires. Yeah. This skirt is reused, and this watch, it's stolen. So I had a pet growing up. Anyone want to take a guess as to what kind of pet I had growing up? Cat? No. Yeah, actually that's true. I had a python growing up, and I called him Balasubramanian. There's a reason for that. It was because he was dark. That's not why. It was because he had a forked tongue. No, that's not why. If it was on the basis of a forked tongue, I would have called it a Khap Panchayat. So that's good for an environmental warm-up. Here's the thing. In the history of mankind, we have been burning. We have been burning carbon fuels. We burn to produce, and then after we use it, we burn what's left. We burn the waste. Everything we do, we constantly burn, right? Fossil fuels. And that is a problem. There were two animal apocalyptic events. One was in Turkey, where approximately 450 sheep inexplicably jumped off a cliff. All 450 died. There was another in Africa when about 10,000 wildebeest at a river crossing all drowned. And scientists tried to find why that occurred. And they found that one leader sheep made a mistake and went off the cliff, and everyone followed. And with the wildebeest, they were trying to find a river crossing, and there was one wildebeest that made a mistake and went into the river where they could not climb off the opposite river bank. And mankind's story can also be summarized in that manner. We started off with the Industrial Revolution, and we started burning fossil fuel. The first car was a complete disaster. We said, never mind, we're going to still work on it. No research on safety issues, no research on ramifications, and then even when we found out the carcinogenic biological mutagens or neurotoxic effects of the chemicals we're using, we did not stop, because by then it was a matter of people's livelihoods. It was a matter of their money. Kind of reminds me of Bob Hope when he was asked the classic question, your money or your life? And he said, I'm thinking about it. And Al Gore, you saw Al Gore ask the question, can we change? Yes, we can change. In my life, I have devoted much of my life to do what I can to do good for the environment. I ran an environmental nonprofit in the United States and created a process where environmental results were not the end result of the process. The end result was fiscal sustainability. For instance, if I get 10 people in front of me and I ask them, do you want to protect the environment, maybe 6 of them will say yes. If I told them it's going to cost you money, then maybe 1 or 2 are going to say yes. But I gathered these 10 businessmen in the United States, and I said, would you like to save money? And I had, consequently, where environmental programs in the United States has a success rate of implementation and adoption of about 10 to 12%, I had a 95% success rate in implementation of a minimum of 60 environmental measures across solid waste minimization, energy conservation, water conservation, and pollution prevention. The restaurants that participated in this program saved $1.5 million by protecting the environment. We diverted enough solid waste from landfills to recycling and composting, as was equivalent to about 79 737 jet Boeing aircraft loaded to the maximum capacity of 79 tons each. The energy we conserved was sufficient to run the average American home for 103 years. The water we saved was sufficient to fill 45 Olympic-sized swimming pools full of water. All this can happen. When I was working in Gurgaon and living in East Delhi, I used to commute by bicycle to work once a week, 65-kilometer bike round trip, where the car I use, where the manufacturer says the maximum efficiency you can get is 23 kilometers per liter, I get 24.1 in Delhi based on how I drive. You can do a million things, including your food choices, eating lower down in the food chain. Today in Greenland, between the years 2002 2006, the Greenland lost ice equivalent to 154 to 250 cubic kilometers of ice per year. Okay? What's it going to take for us to change? And I'm not asking for change that is incremental, conservative, or small. I am asking for massive change, because that's all that's going to bring us back to a sustainable level of living. Protecting the environment is not about the environment. It's not about the tiger. It's not about the dolphin, and I have swum with dolphins in the ocean. It's about saving our own lives, right? And our future generations, and our parents. Thank you for listening, and have a great rest of the evening.